what's up everyone, and welcome back to my channel if you're returning, or welcome if you're just tuning in. My name's Annie and I generally do budget videos like the one you're about to see today. If you're clicking on this video, it means I finally did it. Guys, I made a clickbaitable worthy title because this video is not really a response to the Budget Mom's latest video. I just saw her subscriber Skye was a low-income individual. I myself am a low-income individual. So there was a couple things I noticed in Skye's budget that maybe could be tweaked. And I guess some advice that I can give out to Skye to help her with her school loans. I mean, I've been in that place too. So I just wanted to make this video as a secondary resource for Skye. It's in no way, shape, or form a negative response to the Budget Mom. Again, I absolutely love her videos. I love her content. And I just took a look at that video and kind of, like I said, saw some ways that maybe Skye could tweak and readjust so she didn't have to lose some things. And also, like I said, maybe give her some advice for her school loans and things like that so she can get to that financial stability goal that she's looking to get towards. So without further ado, let's get right on into this. So Skye, again, is working on not too much, and she's at least able to thankfully receive some Section 8 for her housing, and she's able to get some food stamps for her children. So she's a mother of 6 and she's a healthcare aide. She let the Budget Mom know that she is actually going to be getting a little bit more money because she did get a new client recently. So I believe that her paycheck is subject to change within the next couple of weeks, if not this month. So with that being said, I figured since she might be getting a little bit more money, that maybe some things that the Budget Mom had suggested she cut out of her budget that she perhaps could keep if she chose, if that's what she wanted to do. I'm not saying that the Budget Mom's method is wrong. Ultimately, it is correct because in the sense of her cutting back these expenses, she gets to save an additional $7 a month. But I just feel like maybe if she didn't want to do that, this was an alternative method. And that's all. It's not saying that one method is correct over the other. It's just financial advice is difficult just because it comes on a case-by-case basis. And it just depends on what it is the person is willing to give up or not. So I just also felt like if I created something that helped her keep the items that she wanted, expenses she might want, and also made it possible for her to save, she's killing two birds with one stone. Maybe she's not saving the most, but she's not having to, give up a lot. So those are just those two dualities of the coin, which is why ultimately I decided to make this video. So I implemented my method, which is basically like a zero-based budget. I also figured I can give her maybe some advice later on if she wanted to get a credit card. I know she doesn't have any, and that's so good, and I don't want her to get one so that she gets debt. I just want her to get one so maybe her credit score can move up. I'm sure that's probably another goal of hers that's included in this financial stability. It's really difficult to basically say you're financially stable if your credit score is pretty low. You're, not in any debt maybe, sure, but you probably aren't in a position to move up or down the socioeconomic ladder, or maybe even just like the socio ladder if she wanted to one day move out of that Section 8 housing. So that's kind of also going to be in here as well. So every 2 weeks she gets $2.99. She had told the Budget Mom she likes to set aside $100 for gas and $40 a month for miscellaneous. So I figured if she's getting a new client, that means she's going to be making just, a little bit more. If perhaps this month she wanted to take a cut in her miscellaneous category from $40 to $30, That way she can keep her Prime and her iTunes subscriptions. And it's something that, she could cancel at this time and like restart later down the road when she had money. But it's also something that maybe if she took out $10 here, she wouldn't have to deal with that additional, I don't know. It's not really work, but it's just additional hassle, especially somebody with 6 kids and is working almost full time. That's kind of a lot. Being a mom is a lot. So I just figured maybe this might be helpful for her as well. That way she doesn't have to worry about later on if she wanted to, reapply those subscriptions, to go ahead and do them. At this time, she does have just a small bit of a wiggle room in her budget due to that miscellaneous category. I'm also not saying she's able to make that commitment because I did notice she doesn't have maybe a laundry section or a category. Neither does she have like a home section or category, and that would encompass things like soap, shower materials, hair care supplies, also haircuts and stuff for the boys and her children. Sorry, boys. For her children. Also, any clothes or anything like that they might need, like $30 for a month for 6 kids might be a bit too tight. But again, this is just a secondary resource. If she wanted to use it, she could. But I figured, like I said, if she could, for the month, do $30 instead of $40. Again, like I said, I don't know how logistically that is possible because she does have maybe other things in her budget that aren't accounted for, and she does have 6 kids. So if something does come up, maybe $40 is a better money, like a money situation for her than 30. But again, like I said, I'm just putting it out there. And the reason I would suggest her doing the 30 is only because she would be able to keep her 2 subscriptions and she would be able to start putting some money into her sinking funds. So that's the only reason I would suggest that. I know that she had 2 sinking funds, bills, and a Christmas that she wanted to start, and she also wanted to get a head start on her emergency fund. She also has about $250 saved in that fund, and I do have some advice for her, which I will get to later on for that money. So for her first check, she would be able to cover all of these expenses, which is the first half of her expenses. So I probably should have color-coded it like the budget mom so it'd be a little bit easier to understand. But with her first check, she would be able to cover all her expenses up until the next payday. After her next payday, she'd be able to cover the rest of the expenses for the rest of the month. Those expenses total about $197, which gives her around $102 to play with. If she did go down to the $30 miscellaneous, we'd put $15 in that variable fund right now, and we put $50 right now in gas, just so that we could split those costs evenly. She would have about $37 left over, which means she might have the ability to put these into her bills for next month, sinking fund, and she would be able to start accruing money into an Xmas fund. That's going to take her down to a zero-based budget. She's going to have $0 to roll over, but she will have that $15 miscellaneous for a cushion. For her next paycheck, she'll again be getting $299, and we're going to be adding that $35 sinking fund from her last paycheck. So when we added $35 to the side for her to be able to use for the next pay period. Again, we added in the rest of all of her expenses. I also did notice she's from North Carolina, and her her gas, her water, and her electric is about like normal, what everybody would pay. So I'm not sure if maybe she had the opportunity to call into the electric company and be put on some type of payment plan. I'm not sure if she even wanted to do that. I know that's pretty difficult as well to pay with, because there will be maybe an instance where you'll owe money at the end of the month. At the end of the year. So I didn't know if that was something that she wanted to do, just to lower those bill costs at this time. There's also like a LIHEAP program that she can apply for next year. That can maybe lower those bill costs, so she can have a little bit more money or wiggle room to play with for January. I'm not saying that that's possible because it is like on a first come first serve basis, but I did look at the criteria. She matched it if she needed to reach out in any sense of the way. Again, also payment plans was an option. If by any chance she felt that there was drafty, like if she had like a drafty house, there's a North Carolina weatherization program, and they'll basically come into your home and they will weatherproof your home. And sometimes your electric company will offer this program as well. And it also will help you maybe cut down a little on your bill expenses, on your like energy expenses. So I don't know if any of those are an option for you, but I did want to throw those out there. Also, because I didn't see she had a laundry category, that perhaps maybe she does do laundry at home. And I just wanted to see that if maybe she could, I don't know, if going to the laundromat would be any cheaper on her energy utilities. But that could also be an option. I don't know. So I'm just going to leave that there and leave all those other suggestions out for her just in case, like LIHEAP, the payment plan, or the weatherization program. Those are options for her. If she maybe, noticed a draft, she could weatherproof her home. Her utility company might also offer that as well, so she can lower those costs. But these seem pretty average. But again, I'm not too sure about the laundry situation. So totaling all those expenses, she has $267 worth of expenses on the last half. So that leaves her with $67. That's just enough for her to pay her gas and her miscellaneous. Again, if she took that $10 cut, she would have $2 to put into her sinking fund. So by the end of September, she has $4 in her sinking fund started for Christmas. She will be able to keep her Prime and her iTunes. I'm not saying that's like a great feat or anything like that, but I mean, it's something. I do have a suggestion. Since she has $250 already saved for her emergency fund, I suggest either she can add that to a high yield savings, or if she wanted to maybe get a secured credit card to start working on her credit. There are some federal credit unions that will give them to you for that little bit of money. There's also, I believe, this credit card online called Chime. I've read into the reviews. It's pretty great, and they don't run your credit. So if she is worried about that, that's an option, and it helps her build the credit because it does report to all 3 credit bureaus. It is a secured card. It basically does have a checkings account as well that I believe you have to open up, but there are no fees, and I thought that was great. I'm not sure if maybe she had an iPhone or anything. I do see that she had iTunes, but another option for her for maybe a credit card that, is good for low credit and has no fees would be the Apple credit card. That's if she had an iPhone. And she'd be able to pay off her $1 iTunes, which gives her about 2% cash back if she pays it on Apple Pay. So, I'm not sure if she had it, but that was an option as well, and it does give you cash back. It is starting your credit, and at least she's able to know that she's able to cover that $1 expense. Also, since the Apple Card is not accepted generally in most places, unless they take Apple Pay, she will have less of an easy time to use it, so she'll not be able to put as much things on it. Like sometimes people be afraid, if they get a credit card, they're just going to spend. She might not have that opportunity because, Apple Pay is not accepted everywhere just yet. So those were my recommendations for her emergency fund money and how maybe she can start boosting on her credit. Now, she does have quite a few loans from school. And I just wanted to give her the suggestion to, if she doesn't have it, get Credit Karma, because Credit Karma is a free app Not only does it show you your credit average, it's, not 100% accurate. Disclaimer right there, but it's fairly accurate, and it at least gives you a kind of like estimation about where you are on the like lending market. So she can also look and see what school loans she has on the app, how much, what missed payments there have been, like when she's missed a payment, if it's 30, 60 days. It might not show her interest rate or anything like that, but at least it'll give her kind of an idea of if her loans are federal or if they are like personal loans. And that will kind of let her know if she has these federal loans in this time during this pandemic time. They are doing furlough programs where they don't have any payments right now. But if she's got personal loans, maybe she would want to think about consolidating them. And again, Skye, I would suggest looking into consolidation. It is not for everybody, but it might be something beneficial for your case. It would mean combining all the loans that weren't federal loans into one, so that would be one payment. It may raise or lower your interest rates depending on who you refinance with. You could also refinance with the federal government as well and be put on that furlough program. It could maybe mess up if you were on any payment plan already, or if you were working for a 501c3, if you were on the, what is it called? I forget what it's called, but it's like when they, there's a fly in here. When they waive, I guess, if you work for a 501c3, they kind of like after 10 years waive whatever it is you have left to pay. So if you do consolidate your loans and you're on any of these programs, know you will be set all the way back to zero. If it doesn't seem like you had on-time payments, not knocking you, I've been there, like I said. So for me, it was a little bit beneficial to consolidate my loans because I only had to make one payment to one place. The rate was lower. I refinanced with the Fed. I am in furlough, so those are the things that are good. My other loans that were personal, I ended up paying off at the beginning of this year. So those are already done and out of my name. I was able to do that by budgeting. But those were the benefits that I received. It did set my date all the way back to zero. So it did hit my credit for age of credit, and it did hurt my issues with any of the programs that I was in. But for me, again, at this time, it was a good option for me. Like I said, if it's something that you're interested in, please, please, please look it up and just make sure it's the right option for you. But I wanted to put all this out there for you guys so you had some more information and a little bit more to go off of for your school loans, because I know how hard it is and I know how daunting it is. It's very difficult, and I'm not sure that many people have been in that position. And especially it's probably very difficult for individuals who have children. So I couldn't even imagine. But I just did want to put this out there for you to use. That way, if you are interested in trying to repair your credit at this time, to continue to save for sinking funds and be able to continue to have some expenses that you might want. It's not necessarily a need, but it's okay to have some wants in your budget. So also that you would be able to get a little bit more information or a little bit more of a head start for your school loans. So that was my intention for this video. I hope what I said at least applied to you. I know, like I said, there wasn't too much that I could add from the Budget Mom because I wasn't sure about your laundry situation or any other situation. I just kind of saw your story. I could totally relate. Like I said, I'm low income, and like I said, I've been there with the school loans. So I just wanted to put this out there for you. Hope everyone or anybody who sees this who might be also in your situation could take this and use it as well. But I hope everyone is doing well. I hope you're doing well. I hope everyone's safe. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.